What about the documentation in a mortgage situation? Well, what you're going to need is a couple of things. First, you're going to need, well, a letter from your employer. Unless you are self-employed, well, then that becomes some other issues. But let's stay with the employed people for a second. You're gainfully employed, you've been at your job for 2 to 3 years, terrific. What is your base salary? Not the one that includes the overtime, not the one that includes the bonuses. What is your base salary? I've seen people that say, oh, I make $50,000 a year, only to find out that their base salary is $42,000 plus $4,000 overtime plus $4,000 bonus. Well, the only way those overtime hours, that revenue from there, or the bonus is actually going to be applicable to your bottom line, to be what they use to calculate your mortgage, is if they can look back at 2 or 3 years history of that overtime, or that bonus, or both. So basically, if you had a bonus that was $4,000 a year for 3 years, yes, we can include that bonus. If it's been sporadic, 1 year it was $1,000, the next year was $3,000, the next year was $2,000, they probably can't do it. They might be able to use a little bit of it, but most importantly, they need to kind of see some consistency. Everything is over a 2 or 3 year look back. What has the average been? This also goes for people that are employed on a commission basis or self-employed. They're looking at what the averages are of those last couple of years. This includes making sure that you've actually had your taxes up to date as well. So if you're still waiting to file and you don't have tax returns, or what they call NOAs, notice of assessments, that can kind of show whether you owe any tax, which is going to be critical in your mortgage qualification, this is the documentation that they need. And just so that you know, documentation used to be fairly, well, light compared to what it is now. Right now, they need all kinds of paper. They want to see job letters, they want to see current pay stubs, they want to see this notice of assessment, they want to see all of this documentation with your name on it, with your social insurance number on it. It is very easy, believe it or not, to actually fraudulently produce that documentation for you to be somebody else. So the bank and whoever the mortgage lender is trying to make sure that you are who you say you are and that this information is actually accurate.